2, 4, 6, week 8. This week we have many fun and exciting activities and challenges planned. Ahoy, Ernst!
Ahoy, Tungan! Looks like my ship's getting away. What do you think we should do this week? I have so many ideas, but we don't have a lot of time left.
I suggest continuing gathering that conceptual and vocabulary foundation by doing the lessons assigned on Seneca. If you haven't quite worked through the Seneca lessons yet, there's still time. You can sign up, join with the class code on the slideshow, and continue the lessons that are assigned when you enter your account.
On Google Classroom, there will be a graphic organizer for you to follow and fill out as you reflect on the physical and chemical changes that we learned about last week and connect them to the law of conservation of mass from this week. There are some articles you can read and video clips to help drive your responses. The graphic organizer will help you sort out your learning about changes in matter. And if you want to extend this opportunity, you can choose to take that graphic organizer and actually turn it into an essay, kind of like the 5-paragraph essays we did earlier this year. Or you could work with your lab team to design a Google slideshow and use a voiceover instead of writing it all. If you choose to do this option, you can either take the Google Doc or the Google slide presentation and just share it with us via email.
To better understand the law of conservation of mass, watch and answer the ED puzzle about balancing equations posted on Google Classroom. Balancing equations is a skill that you will really learn in high school chemistry. It shows how the same number of atoms are present before the reaction and after the reaction. I made you a little mini lesson on how to balance equations. Check it out before you try the activities.
The balancing equations practice includes 2 options, a game and both a simulation. To get started with either of them, you can click on the link. Our practice for balancing equations is found at number 5 here. I would actually start with this mini lesson video from Mrs. Tungan so you understand what you're doing, but then you can go ahead and click on the link. When you do that, you'll get a website that's going to pop up, but you're going to need to start by clicking this play button there to start. There's 2 options. There's an introduction option, and then there's also the game option. So I would start with your introduction, and then you can move on to the game for a little bit of a challenge. For the introduction, you're going to start off, and you have to figure out how many of each reactant, here are our reactants, do you need to include so that when the reaction happens, we get the product that we're looking for. And reminder, they need to stay balanced. So one thing you can do is you can use some of these tools. I like this little tool here because it shows me everything that's balanced. So as I start to add things here, I can see when I put them on the other side, what I have or what I might be missing. So you can kind of play around with those a little bit, but be thinking about those subscripts as well as the coefficients to try to make everything balance out. Mrs. Tungan, I've really enjoyed our labs the last couple of weeks. What do you think we should post for this week?
Well, whatever floats your boat. Just make sure you give a tad bit of instruction on physical properties such as density, buoyancy, mass, and volume.
That gives me an idea. I'm going to need a new boat because it looks like mine's getting away. Miss T, how can we start our boat building competition?
Oh, buoy, do I have a great challenge for you. Your challenge this week is to design and build your own boat. So there's a couple criteria that your boats have to meet. They have to be larger than 3 inches by 3 inches, but smaller than 6 inches by 6 inches. So bust out those trusty rulers. They have to float for at least 20 seconds, so you can use any kind of clock or stopwatch you want to time that. And finally, they have to be able to hold at least 5 pennies or something similar to that. So if you put 5 pennies in there and it sinks, got to try again with a new design. And I think we're going to have a little competition with our boats. So after you get your 5 pennies, go ahead and keep adding and see how many you can get. And I think Miss Ernst, Mrs. Tungan, and myself will also be competing. So see if you guys can beat us.
Thanks for joining us online. This is Ernst
and Tungan
and Touche signing off until next time.